It is currently 8:06 this morning. We're going to head back out to Ernie and Val. They're joining us from Springfest in South Haven. Hey, guys.
Hey, what's up, Doris? Hey, we're going to mix a little politics with all the fun we're having this morning. And you may not know this. U.S. Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn from Tennessee is actually a Mississippi native. She joins us this morning and went to Mississippi State. I did not know that.
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yes, I'd like to be out here cooking and judging in this barbecue contest.
Now, the last time,
I've done a little of that.
Yeah, welcome to the show, by the way.
Right.
Last time we were talking health care legislation. It had just
Yeah.
passed. There are a lot of big issues popping up in Washington these days. There's an opening on the Supreme Court. Mr. Obama going to make another nomination. Any thoughts on how we should go with that?
Well, I think what you're going to see is the Senate's going to look very closely. I know that Senator Sessions, who is the ranking member of the Judiciary Committee, has said that they're going to look very carefully at those nominees. Not sure exactly which direction the president's going to go with that yet.
Yeah, well, yesterday the president was in New York City talking about reforming the financial industry in our country. Wants to put some controls in and things like that. Are the Republicans on board with what the president is talking about with reforming Wall Street?
They're not on board with the Dodd bill that is taking shape right now because it would institutionalize and make the bailouts permanent and would institutionalize too big to fail and would provide Wall Street a basic bailout and would basically put them on the same level as Fannie and Freddie. And do you know what is so egregious about the bill they're working? Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, which are at the root cause of all this financial bailout, they have no reform in this bill. They're just allowed to continue. Their CEOs are each making over $6 million a year. Their senior leadership teams are making each individually over $2.5 million a year. And their board members, who only do 6 meetings a year, are getting $170,000 a year plus stock benefits. And Ernie, people are just saying, you know what, you have to reform Fannie and Freddie rather than making Wall Street become another GSE, another government-sponsored entity, which Fannie and Freddie are. What you need to do is go in here and make certain that there is more oversight. Not necessarily new regulations, but more oversight, congressional oversight.
There is a bipartisan feeling that there needs to be some reform, but just let's make sure we get the right kind of reform in the right places.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Congresswoman, you were fired up about this EPA
yes, I
contest
am.
situation.
I still
Tell
am.
us about that and why you're so fired up about
Absolutely. The EPA has decided they're going to sponsor a YouTube video contest about how wonderful federal rules and regulations are, and it has a $2,500 taxpayer money prize. And, you know, the fact that our federal debt, our federal deficit is where it is, we have unemployment and underemployment high. Why in the world would you take $2,500 taxpayer dollars and sponsor a YouTube video contest? I said, look, I'll do a counter contest. I want everybody to go to my Facebook page and weigh in on how federal rules and regulations negatively impact them, and I'm going to do a video and send it in. But I did write the president and say, look, this is a waste of taxpayer money. It's a great example of waste and abuse of our taxpayer dollars. Make the EPA rescind this prize.
I guess the folks on the other side might suggest it's only a little bit of cash, though.
And that's the mentality that has
yeah.
gotten us into this thing where federal spending is out of control. We are all overtaxed. The federal government is overspent to the tune of $13 trillion, and it's got to stop.
And what is your Facebook?
Just go to Facebook, Marsha Blackburn, put it in, and go to me.
Right.
Send me your ideas.
All right, Congresswoman. Always good to see you. Thank you for coming on.